Welcome to the Possibility Action Network podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Middleton, aka Possibility Man. We're committed to bringing you guests who strive to better people's lives and serve as a force for good in the world. Our guest today is Lauren Porchia. She is a hula hoop wellness facilitator dedicated to providing schools and organizations memorable experiences. As a holistic health practitioner, Lauren's expertise spans nutrition, yoga, and hula healing, which is the centerpiece of her work. Widely known as the Hula Empress, Lauren hosts hula hoop events for team building, increasing energy, and reducing stress for participants throughout the United States. Lauren is also a public speaker and author. Lauren, welcome to the show today.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Middleton, Mr. Possibility Man. I'm so happy to be here.
Looking forward to having this conversation with you. But first, a reminder to our listeners and our viewers, follow, like, and share this podcast wherever you find it. Your support matters and is appreciated. Hey, Lauren, I think I want people to get to know you a little bit. So what's your professional background?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm a graduate of South Carolina State University. I have a bachelor in science and psychology, and I also have a master's degree in rehabilitation counseling with a concentration of orientation and mobility.
So what does orientation and mobility means? What is that all about?
Yes, so orientation and mobility is in the field of blindness and visual impairment. So I teach people that are blind and visually impaired how to travel safely and independently using a mobility cane.
That sounds like a very important job. Hey, here's a story for you. I saw you once. You were on LinkedIn, I believe it was. You were blindfolded and you were showing us how you show people how to cross the streets and navigate with a walking stick. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so I've been in the field for a combined years of almost 10 years, and it was scary when I first, because that's how we learned the skill. We had to do it blindfolded to simulate being blind or visually impaired, and it was very scary. I
Yeah.
had to cross like 6 lanes of traffic in Columbia, South Carolina. But over time, as you continue to practice, you continue to develop that courage to continue on, because we knew that that's what we had to do to be able to help our clients in the future. So
That sounds like a very rewarding career. But now you are a social media influencer. What pointed you in this direction?
to be a social media influencer,
Yes.
yes, to just spread the message of joy, love, light, healing. I love to create. So that was my passion and my drive
Uh-huh.
and the reason behind me being a social media influencer.
Yeah, it seems to me, just studying you and watching you grow on social media, is that you have been on a healing journey. At least you embarked upon a healing journey some time ago. What led you to that? What launched you in pursuing this healing, health, and wellness journey?
Well, so my the passion behind what I do came from my own personal journey of healing and wellness. So going through, depression, anxiety, stress, being in a toxic environment at home, at work. And all those things just propelled me into wanting to have better for myself, to feel better inside out. And so I started with my healing journey with just going to yoga every day before work. And I committed to that, and slowly but surely I was able to bring myself out of that that challenging time. And years onward, it's another healing journey had to come about. So
Yeah.
all of my everything that I offer, all of the services I offer came from me benefiting from it, and I know that others could benefit from it as well.
Yeah. Some people have an intellectual understanding of what anxiety means. Others may have an intellectual understanding of what depression means. How did that show up for you? Help us understand, what did it feel like, and I'll use the past tense, what did it feel like to have this sense of anxiety and then depression?
Mhm. So it was a feeling of heaviness, just really feeling like you just have this dark cloud over you. For me, back then, I would carry it in my eyes, so you could see it in my eyes that I was stressed, I was depressed. I also carried it in my hair, so I experienced hair loss during that time. I gained excessive weight as well. But I was also a professional mask wearer, so a lot of times people didn't realize that, I was going through all of that because I was able to put that mask on and just carry on.
Yeah, a lot of people who may experience anxiety and depression, as you said, hide behind a mask because they don't want anyone to know. And you have been transparent about this. What led you to this point of being able to open up about what you went through?
Well, so just thinking that I didn't have a voice, and now that I do, um, just want to share it because I know there's other people out there that were like me, that are like how I was, and they are afraid to speak up their truth. And all of that journey allowed me to become a better person and be stronger, to just be able to share, because I wish I had somebody that would share with me, like
Mhm.
the truth of the matter, and just being able to stand up for yourself and don't worry about what other people think about you. So that's what gives me
Mhm.
strength today, to just be transparent and vulnerable.
That's wonderful. I mean, to be in service, you are in service to other people and you're giving yourself. That's wonderful. Now, have you always been this bubbly, confident woman that you are today?
Absolutely not.
Mhm.
So again, that just kind of came out of my journey. Just me being suppressed for so long, and
Mhm.
I just, no, I just realized that, you suppress your voice that long, so now it's time for you to speak. It's time for you to be confident. It's time for you to just enjoy life and not worry about what other people think.
Yeah, I guess you learned a lot about limiting beliefs and then busting up those limiting beliefs. What were some of the limiting beliefs that held you back before you embarked upon this journey?
Mhm. Limited beliefs, I would say was, you're not worthy.
Mm.
You're not good enough, or no one's going to hear you, no one's going to listen to you. And these are things that followed me from the time I've been, when I was in my youth, up into
Mhm.
adulthood. The just basically, I'm not worthy of speaking my truth, living my
Yeah,
truth. Um, I'm not smart enough. I'm not beautiful enough. All those
yeah, yeah.
limited beliefs. Yes.
Yeah. Oh boy, that plagues so many people who got
Yeah.
music in them, Lauren, but they don't do anything with it because of those limiting beliefs. If there was one thing that caused you to step forward in spite of them, what would that one thing be?
I would say the one thing is just really being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and just
Uh,
just stand up for yourself. That was the one thing for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I introduced you, I mentioned that there were several tools and techniques in your bag of holistic healing, but you're focused on, at least it seems to be laser focused on hula healing these days. Um, so, in a nutshell, and we're going to dive into it, but in a nutshell, what would you say is hula healing?
So hula healing is well, for one, it's hula hooping, but I like to call it hula healing because hula hooping is a form of healing, and it's just this fun healing modality that will allow you to be the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, and spiritually, in all those ways, and just through the art of play.
Yeah. Wow. Through the art of play. We all need that, right? Let me tell you,
Yes.
as I said before, I've mentioned this, that I've seen you on LinkedIn. I've seen you in various environments, companies and schools with young kids and big kids. And Lauren, I've never seen someone pick up the hula hoop and try to move with it and didn't smile. In fact, Lauren, yeah, I'm standing back, right, like an observer, and I'm smiling and being happy because of what you're doing. Does that surprise you that people seem to wake up and become happier because of the hoop?
It does still amaze me to this day,
Mm,
how much people are, captivated by the hula hoop. Like I was just
mm,
recently in Iceland, and just so many people recognized the hula hoop, and they just them seeing it brought smiles to their faces. So
mm.
it is truly a joy just to know that this
Yeah.
simple familiar childhood tool is just changing the world one spin at a time.
Wow. You mean you did some hooping in Iceland? Oh,
I
whoa.
did.
What was that like? What was that like? Well, first, what was the flight like? You're on the East Coast. What was the flight like? And then what was it like being in Iceland?
Yeah, so the flight was great. That was actually my first overnight flight. And so 5 hours from Boston, and it was great. I had the whole road to myself, so I just laid on out and went to sleep. And then just being in Iceland was just I don't even have the words to
Uh-huh.
describe the experience. Indescribable. Iceland is indescribable. Just the landscape, the beauty that you experienced there. So far, the most beautiful place I've ever traveled to.
Wow. Look, I got to look up Iceland on my computer. You make it
Yes.
sound so attractive. So, did you do any hula hooping there? Did anyone see you? Okay.
I
Mhm.
did. So I travel with my hula hoops everywhere, as is here to the back. So I made collapsible travel size hula hoops. So I take them with me everywhere I go. And it in Iceland, it was amazing. Like people was just happy to see it. They would just stop me, like, "Hey, are those hula hoops? Oh, are there two?" And they get excited when they realize it's one big hula hoop. I had some people that actually stopped me and they wanted to hula hoop. So some people hula hoop out there in Iceland with me, and I made sure I hula hoop at every landmark to just be able to bless the space with that
Ah,
healing joy. So yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah. So now, did you hula hoop as a girl, as a young girl?
I did not. I
Uh-huh.
actually I don't even remember hula hooping as a child. My cousins were reminding me often that, you couldn't hula hoop as a child, right? I don't remember touching a hula hoop as a child. Hula hooping came to me 5 years ago.
So how did that mean? Did you decide to take a class or did someone teach you to do it? How did that happen for you?
Yeah. So my second major healing journey brought hula healing to me. I was at that time newly divorced. I jumped into entrepreneurship full time. I left my career in visual impairment, and I went into entrepreneurship. So I was, stressed because I really didn't know what to do. I just knew I wanted to dive into something else. And I just was all around and I was also going through an unknown illness that impacted my mind, body, and spirit. So I was going through it for like a year and a half. And I just came to a place where I said, I'm just, over this. I need something that's going to pull me out of that dark space, that challenging space that I'm in. And I just saw this woman hula hooping on the internet, and I saw how happy and free she looked. And I said, I don't know if this is going to work for me, but I want to give it a shot because what else do I have to lose at this point? So she had like a hula hoop course going on, signed up for the course. I got my hula hoop. And the first day I started hula hooping, I was very like stiff, like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. The limited beliefs was talking to me.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I bumped the wall with the hula hoop and I just started dancing out of nowhere. No prior
Wow.
hula hoop experience. Don't remember touching the hula hoop as a child. And I literally bumped the wall and danced my way into my healing. by me
Was
making
it
that action step.
was it an in-person class or internet via video class?
It was so the course she had was a virtual class, but this experience was it was just me. I wasn't in the
Uh,
class at the time. I just was trying it out, giving it a spin. And
uh,
yeah, so I'm a self-taught hula hoop dancer.
Well, I tell you, but you found your calling and apparently your passion. So, who is attracted to hula hooping? I mean, I'm wondering, is it girls or adults? Is it boys, men? I mean, who's attracted to this thing?
I know people say you're supposed to have a target audience, but I always like to say everyone. Everyone is attracted to the hula hoop. Now, I may have some backlash or challenges with some men, but at the same time, a lot of those men they need to do it. And then once they finally let their guard down to do it, they, are, just happy and laughing and everyone is as young as 2 years old all the way up
Mhm,
to 90 years old. Like
mhm,
everyone enjoys the hula hoop, and it doesn't matter the
mhm,
race, doesn't matter the size,
mhm.
none of that matters. It's
If you
all
c-
about the joy.
if you can, well, from what you're saying, it sounds like if you can move, you can hula hoop. Or I'm not
Yes,
sure if that's correct
exactly.
for expression. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so what are some of the benefits of hula hooping?
Yes, absolutely. So, definitely, mental health, is a mood boost. It helps you to relax. It's a form of meditation. Dance in itself is a form of prayer. So this is my, philosophy of why I feel like, I was able to heal myself through hula hooping is because,
Yeah.
we have our thoughts, our gut is our second brain. So if I've had all these prayers and thoughts and ideas of
Mhm.
me wanting to feel better, and I just imagine the hula hoop twirling all of that around and sending those prayers out into the atmosphere, into the universe, and just bringing it back tenfold to me. And so,
Yeah.
you know, prayer, of course it's a physical
Yeah.
benefits to it. You can lose weight. I was able to gain healthy weight through hula hooping, because of my unknown illness. I had lost
Mhm.
excessive amount of weight, so I was able to kind of reverse that in a healthier way through hula hooping. Trimming the waistline. I know a lot of women are looking for ways to trim the waistline. That's a fun way to trim the waistline. And then also just spiritual benefits is just again
Mhm.
meditation, feeling free, laughter, joy, all those things. Because this ease cannot thrive in
Mhm.
a happy environment. So I just feel
Yeah.
like it's just from head to toe, it just brings you so many benefits, and a lot of people just don't expect it because it's a hula hoop.
Yeah, boy, that makes hula hooping worthwhile. You mentioned feeling happier and lighter. It occurred to me that it's hard to be happy and sad at the same time. So if you're
Yes.
sad, you get a hula hoop, you raise your vibration, and naturally you become happier. So, what types of youth programs do you offer?
Yeah, so I currently have my interactive author reads, that goes along with my children's book. I also have a 6 week hula hoop wellness program where I bring this program into schools, teaching children how to pair social emotional learning teachings with hula hooping as well. Um, and also the build a hoop programs where children are able to build their own hula hoops so that they can continue to practice every day with their own hula hoop creations.
Well, that's a lot. So you actually go into public schools when you have that opportunity and show them how to hoop, how to hula hoop. I'm probably
Yes.
expressing it wrong. I'm not sure if I could say hooping or whatever. So,
Yeah, so I just merged the two. So the social emotional learning, um teachings and hula hooping. So making it, adding the fun element to it, but also teaching them real life skills of,
Mm.
having confidence, compassion, and being creative, and merging it with hula hooping.
I can imagine this is a good way to build community among children as well, who may come from different backgrounds. They're together, all laughing, playing, hula hooping. What do you think? Is that a part of what happens?
Yeah, absolutely. Hula hooping itself, it does bring a community. And one of my most favorite things about my brand that I offer is the Hula Hill Dance Tour. And then with that
Mhm.
is a community, and this is a community of strangers, quote unquote, that come
Yeah.
together in various cities. So yes, it's definitely a community builder for sure.
You, I can identify with what you just said. We seem like we're strangers, but in our core, we're all spiritual beings. So we have something in common, regardless of who we are. So I can see how the hoop could bring us together. What about companies? Would you take your services there for companies? And what do you think they would get out of it?
So with companies, more so team building events, because I just think back to when I was in that toxic work environment many years ago, and how we didn't have an outlet to really, uplift ourselves. So hula hooping in the workplace it is a thing. So just having the hula hoops there, and allowing employees to just take a break from their desk to get movement
Yeah.
in. Movement is medicine. So that
Mhm.
alone in itself is good, whether it's you moving your arms, your legs, your head, whatever it is, and doing it in a fun way. And it's something that's quick. I always say one song a day brings the healing your way.
Wow.
So
I like that.
yes, one song a day brings the healing your way. And it helps with, again, productivity, a mood boost as well. So as employees feel good, they're able to deliver better quality work. I
Mm,
just remember again when I was in that toxic environment, I was so stressed out. It was hard for me to give my very best,
mhm,
every day, and not having something to replenish me. So hula hooping in the workplace is definitely something I'm very passionate about. Bringing more joy, laughter into the workplace, building company culture, teaming, just bringing down barriers that we have as adults. And it's something when you can really let your guards down and just have
mhm,
fun. It opens
mhm.
up, just more opportunities for businesses.
I'll tell you what, sounds like a winner to me. Does a person have to be flexible before they start, or does hula hooping increase flexibility?
Yes, it can increase flexibility. So a lot
Mhm.
of people, just automatically assume that, oh, I couldn't hula hoop as a child, but I've taught people that's never hula hoop a day in their life how to hula hoop. So
Wow.
it's really, and I always say it's not you, it's the hula hoop. So my
Hmm.
adult size hula hoops are durable, they're easy. You don't really have to do a whole lot of stretching. It actually would
Hmm.
help because again, as I stated before, movement is medicine. Some people mention a lot of pains in their body. Movement can help to relieve those pain areas as
Hmm.
well. And hula hoop is light, low impact exercise. So,
Hmm.
it's not something that's going to, really bring you excessive pain or anything like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say it will be perfect, for the workplace.
Uh-huh. That's fantastic. So, how has the hula hoop changed you?
It's changed me in so many ways. I like to say, and I may get emotional saying this, but I like to say that hula hooping saved my life. Like literally,
Wow.
it saved my life. Because I, was in that really low place, and um I didn't have, any other outlet. I had no other alternatives. Like this was my last thing that I possibly felt that could, help me. And it definitely, changed me in that way. And it helped me to be more confident, and just to believe myself, to be more
Yeah.
creative, to just trust myself, honestly.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Those are wonderful reasons to do it. Now, you've mentioned that you make your hula hoop. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I started making, so my very first hula hoop I did support from another one of my hoops. I like to call my hoop friends on that I met on Instagram, social media, my hoop stars. So I got my first hula hoop from a hoop star friend, and
Mhm.
I just decided, I want to start trying to make them myself, and I want to be able to travel with it because I love traveling. So I said, well, let me, create something. I went on YouTube University, came across a video, and I just kind of made it my own.
Mm.
And that's what inspired me to start making hula hoops, because I knew, the hula hoops that we typically see at Walmart, those are not, typically for adults. So I wanted to make sure I create the best hula hoops for adults. So yeah, that's how my hula hoop making journey started.
Uh-huh. Now, you also said that your hoops are collapsible.
Yes, they're collapsible.
Okay. Wow.
So they
Okay.
collapse into like a figure eight. I don't think I have enough room to collapse it in here.
Okay.
But they collapse down into, actually I can show it in my book. So they collapse down into one hula hoop. So it opens up into infinity sign, I like to say,
Uh-huh.
versus figure eight. And then it opens up to one big circle. But a lot of times
Okay.
people think I'm a dog instructor, like the dog show instructors,
Right.
because
Right.
it's two small hoops and they think it's two hoops. I'm like, no, it's one big hoop. And then I'll open it up and they're like, whoa, blown away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So how did you discover that you could actually make a hula hoop? Because that seems to have been a discovery.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just figured since I supported that my one hoop star friend, I said, there got to be other ways to make different, because the style she made is different from the one I make today. So I said, well, let me just research. I just did a bit of research. I went on YouTube University, and I came across how to make hula hoops, and I saw
Wow.
one that I really resonated with, and that was,
Mm-hmm.
the infinity sign. And I just decided to go for it. And I found
Mm-hmm.
all the tools I needed. And now, yeah, I'm my own manufacturer.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Now you've written two books.
I
What was the
have.
title of your first book?
My first book was called A Journey, is called A Journey to Well-Being, a 21-day guide to mind, body, spirit, health.
Uh-huh. Is that geared to what age group?
So that is for adults. So that is like a self-help book, and this is like a beginner-friendly book to help people that's wanting to improve their life, and
Mhm.
mentally, physically, and spiritually. Give you simple tips. So I give you a short read to kind of get your mind prepared for the day.
Yeah,
You have journal prompts, you have activities in there as well. And it just takes you through this 21-day journey to help you
yeah.
be the best version of yourself.
That sounds great. And what's your second book?
My second book is The Hula Empress, a magical story
Uh-huh.
of confidence, compassion, and creativity. And this is for
Uh-huh.
elementary age readers.
That's fantastic. Well, for the show notes, you got to give me all of that information because I really want to put that in the show notes for people to know how to contact you and how to get your books and also how to get one of your hoops.
Yes.
I have discovered that you've gotten some attention from the state of Georgia because of your work as a hula hoop empress, a hula hoop trainer, facilitator. Can you
Yep.
tell us about that?
Yeah, so I was a part of I was interviewed for the Georgia magazine. They interviewed me based upon hula hooping for mental health and
Mm,
wellness. And It was, it was an amazing experience. Being able to share what I've
Yeah.
done in my tenure in Atlanta. Starting the Hula Heel Dance Challenge there, or tour there, as I like to call it now. It's a tour. And just continuing to share hula healing with elementary age students, with corporate companies, with government agencies, and just continue to manufacture these hula hoops and get them out all over the world. So yes, I
I
was
tell
so
you,
grateful to be interviewed by them.
yeah, it seems like you're making a significant contribution to all of us, and especially to help us reduce stress, you know, deal with our self-worth. That's just like a beautiful contribution. Is there anything else in your heart that we have not talked about that you want to share today?
Yeah, I mean, so more about my book. So
Mhm.
I'm very passionate about this book because, for one, I wrote it in the outline of it in 30 minutes.
Wow.
This was at the beginning of this year. I was fasting, and I forgot what day I was on. I think I was on like a 9-day fast, and I just was prompted. I like to say, give the instruction whenever I receive a
Mhm.
divine idea. It's an instruction from the Most High, and I just went and I got a piece of paper and I wrote the outline of my book. And the book is based upon a little girl named Lori. And her name is special to me because Lori is the nickname that my grandmother, Matilda Washington, gave me. She called me Lori all the time, so I named the little girl Lori. So this book is a little bit of it's a nonfiction book, but a little bit of fiction because it's a little bit about my life, how I started out by, just being bullied and
Mm.
really kind of in my small town, small world, and just being afraid to break through and truly be all that I can be. So this story is just about a little girl that didn't really believe in herself, and the hula hoop
Mm.
came as this gift to help her to truly believe in herself, to help her to develop more confidence, compassion, and creativity, for her to dream big, and to believe in herself sooner, and to teach others around her that they can do the same as well too. So this book is really near and dear to me, again, because it is my life. I wish it was what I heard from myself when I was this age.
Mm.
But now I'm this voice for others this age now. So I'm grateful for this book.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad it's in the world, and hope that people find it and use it to help their little ones. Well, Lauren, I really enjoyed our conversation today, and I thank you for sitting with me.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well. And I absolutely love, what you're doing. It's amazing. Really encouraging. Just seeing you continue on with all of the podcasts you've done, the amazing people that you bring on, and to help us all to believe that anything is possible.
Uh-huh. Thank you for that. Well, you've been listening to the Possibility Action Network podcast. Our guest today has been Lauren Porchia, a hula hoop wellness facilitator. I'm your host, Stephen Middleton. Until next time, good day.
You are not alone. Just keep on, keep on, keep on going. Just press on, press on.